Good morning, Miss May and all my fellow friends. My name is Lam Dongsheng, and my three other groupmates who are presenting together with me are Tan Weiju, Matthew Ong Kai Hong, and also Wong Yaozhe. Today we are going to present our infographic poster about the concept of hot and cold refrigerator. Let me introduce to you the definition of refrigerator. Refrigerator is a heat engine in which work is done on a refrigerant substance in order to collect the energy from a cold region and exhaust it in a higher temperature region, thereby further cooling the cold region again. The term refrigerator was coined by a Maryland engineer, Thomas More, in 18,000. More's device will now be called as an iBox. I believe that all of us have one refrigerator in our house, and if you place your hand behind an operating refrigerator, you will notice that this area is warmer than the room temperature. Or you might even notice that the refrigerator blows the warm air on your feet as you stand in front of it. Yet the interior of the freezing compartment is very cold. That means the refrigerator is taking energy from the freezing compartment, making it colder, and exhausting that heat to room to make it warmer. Refrigerators have made use of fluorinated hydrocarbons with trade names like Freon 12 and Freon 22, which can be forced to evaporate and then condense by successively lowering and raising the pressure. They can therefore pump the energy from a cold region to a hotter region by extracting the heat of vaporization from the cold region and dumping it in a hotter region outside the refrigerator. The statement below refrigerator apply to the air conditioners and also the heat pumps. So now let's move on to Wong Yaozhe to present his topic.
Thank you, Zhongchen. So my name is Wong Yaozhe. Good morning, everyone, and I will be talking about the thermodynamic cycle. In physics, the second law of thermodynamics says that heat will naturally from an object at a higher temperature to an object at a lower temperature, and heat does not flow in the opposite direction on their own accord. The law is essentially blown out in everyday observation. When was the last time you noticed an object getting colder than the surrounding unless another object was doing some kind of work? You can block heat to blow away from an object when the would naturally blow into it due to some work. Every refrigerator or air conditioner, but heat does not go in that direction by itself. And we have mentioned that in second law of thermodynamics, heat cannot spontaneously flow from a colder location to a hotter air. What is required to achieve this? An air conditioner requires water to cool a living space, moving heat from the colder interior to the warmer outdoor. Similarly, a refrigerator moves heat from inside the cold airflow to the warmer room temperature air on the kitchen. The operating principle of ideal heat engine was described mathematically using Carnot cycle by Sadi Carnot in 1824. An ideal refrigeration or a heat pump system can be called as an ideal heat engine that is operated in a reverse Carnot cycle. Heat pumps and refrigeration cycle can be classified as vapor extraction, vapor conversion, and many more. Now let's pass the microphone to our next speaker, Dang Weijin.
Thank you, Elder. Good afternoon, Miss May and all my friends. My name is Tan Wei Jun. Today, I will present about the vapor absorption cycle of refrigeration. In the earlier years of the 20th century, the vapor absorption cycle using water ammonia system was popular and widely used, but after the development of the vapor compression cycle, it lost much of its importance because of its low coefficient of performance. Nowadays, the vapor absorption cycle is used only where heat is more readily available than electricity, such as industrial waste heat, solar thermal energy by solar collectors, or of the great refrigeration in recreational vehicles. The absorption cycle is similar to the compression cycle, except for the method of raising the pressure of the refrigerant vapor. In the absorption cycle system, the compressor is replaced by an absorber and a generator. The absorber dissolves the refrigerant in a suitable liquid, and therefore the dilute solution becomes a strong solution. Then a liquid pump would move to the strong solution from the absorber to the generator, where on the heat addition, the temperature and pressure increase. Then the refrigerant vapor is released from the strong solution, which turned into the dilute solution is moved back to the absorber by the liquid pump. Some work is required by the liquid pump, but for a given quantity of refrigerant, it is much smaller than needed by the compressor in the vapor compression cycle. However, the generator requires a heat source which would consume heating energy unless wet heat is used. In an absorption refrigerator, a suitable combination of refrigerant and absorbent is used. The most common combination are ammonia and water and lithium bromide. That's all from me. Thank you. And now will be Matthew's turn to speak.
Thank you, Wei Jun. Good afternoon to Miss May and all my friends. My name is Matthew Ng Kai Hong. Today, I will present about the vapor compression cycle of refrigeration. Hope you all can learn more about it after this presentation. The vapor compression cycle is used by many refrigeration, air conditioning, and other cooling applications, and also within heat pump for heating application. There are two heat exchangers, one being the condenser, which is hotter and release heat, and the other being the evaporator, which is colder and accept heat. For application which need to operate in both heating and cooling mode, a reversing valve is used to switch the roles of these two heat exchangers. At the start of the thermodynamic cycle, the refrigerant enters the compressor as a low pressure and low temperature vapor where the pressure is increased and it leaves as a high temperature and high pressure superheated gas. This hot pressurized gas then passes through the condenser where it releases heat to the surrounding as it cools and condenses completely. The cooler high pressure liquid next passes through the expansion valve, which reduces the pressure abruptly, causing the temperature to drop dramatically. The cold low pressure mixture of liquid and vapor next travels through the evaporators, where it vaporizes completely as it accepts heat from the surrounding before returning to the compressor as a low pressure and low temperature gas to start the cycle again. Some simpler applications with fixed operating temperature, such as a domestic refrigerator, may use a fixed speed compressor and fixed aperture expansion valve. Application that needs to operate at a high coefficient of performance in very varied conditions, as is the case with heat pump where external temperature and internal heat demand vary considerably through the seasons. Typically use a variable speed inverter compressor and an adjustable expansion valve to control the pressure of the cycle more accurately. Since the time is running out, let's conclude all the points up.
In conclusion, refrigerator is one of the inventions that had a significant impact on our life. It had enabled everyone to store the food for several days, even several months. It can be said that this invention had promoted the progress of the times. The points have been mentioned above also demonstrate the uses of refrigeration are varied, diverse, and necessary from a cost perspective. Not only that, no matter what type of fuel source, heat transfer, or phase medium is being used, practical use of refrigeration can only be understood by having a good understanding of thermodynamics, which actually includes the vapor absorption system and also the vapor compression system. And that will be the end of our speech. Thank you.